Our considered political analysis this morning, which comes from very little expertise, is that this is a right old mess. Is that true?
Yes, very possibly. I mean, everyone's lost. You said everyone last night had won. They all came out saying they'd won, except for the far right Vox, which is, I think, something we can all be reasonably content about. But yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers, it's very hard to see how we're going to get an effective government in Spain over the coming months. And just let people know, in Spain, it's these are the votes for the Congress. There were also votes for the Senate, but the Congress is basically the House of Commons, and it's 350 seats. So we have the right-wing People's Party have won 136, the Socialists have won 122, Vox won 33. And a left-wing coalition called Sumar won 31. So that basically means that neither a right-wing, far-right bloc nor a centre-left bloc are close to a majority, even if they're packed.
And I guess the question is, there's no possibility of a rainbow coalition. Then these people are so entrenched in their positions away from one another. There's no meeting of those two blocs in any way.
No, I think that's very, very difficult. The problem in Spain is there's absolutely no middle ground, and things have basically become more polarised, I would say, over the last few years. Looking at sort of possible pacts, okay, you've got the PP and Vox together, they'd have 169. There are two small parties who have one seat each, called the UPN, who are from the region of Navarra, and a party from the Canary Islands who could support them. That would be 171 seats, still short. The possibility could be, believe it or not, that the Socialists and Sumar, who have already said that they would form a coalition, they could work with other parties such as Basque Nationalist Party, Bildu, who was sort of the Basque equivalent, I'd say, of Sinn Féin, and a couple of Catalan parties, and they might be able to just scrape over the line. It's difficult, but that's basically the agreement that Pedro Sánchez, the Socialist Prime Minister, has been working with for the last 4 years. So there might be some considerable horse trading first.
And what would they have to offer them? Because that's interesting. If you start looking at people who have nationalist interests or regionalist interests, the Basque Party, the Catalan side of things, what would their price be to come in and support a government?
Well, that's once again the issue. I mean, that's been one of the big attacks that the PP, the People's Party, and Vox have made on Sanchez in this election campaign. I mean, one of the horrible slogan actually that they used was "Que te vote Chapote," which is like Chapote was an ETA terrorist, a member of the ETA separatist group, basically saying, "Well, let ETA vote for you," which is rather harsh, and it's something that they have attacked him with quite considerably, and it's probably cost him some votes in more traditional parts of Spain, such as Andalusia down in the south. What would they ask for? Maybe more funding, more responsibility in governing issues such as maybe health, security,
but not a referendum. There's no version of this that can lead to a referendum anywhere.
I mean, they could ask for it, but Sanchez has been very clear. I mean, I think his last interview on Friday, he said there is no chance there could be an independence referendum. And maybe these parties don't even want one now, or maybe Junts per Catalunya do, because basically, with the socialists in power, even though they've been criticised for working with separatists, the tension has calmed down, especially in Catalonia. If you remember 2017, early 2018, there were basically street battles, the police getting the clubs out, barricades in the streets. That tension has gone down quite considerably. And with that, probably support for independence has dropped as well. I tell you what, if the PP and Vox got in, I suspect that support for independence would start to rise again.